Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. When TSR still did Dungeons and Dragons in the early 90s, they published a book called the Dungeons and Dragons Encyclopedia. And they published a few other books to go along with that. And for some reason, they put a label on these books called the Challenger series. What did the Challenger series mean? Nobody knows. I'm sure somebody knows, but I couldn't find anything on it. But what these books were they took all the information for basic and they put it in one convenient book, and you take your characters from first level to 36th level. Demi-humans, I think, could go up to 12. And one of the books they published for that was Creature Catalog. This book has 127 pages and a copyright of 1993. It was published by TSR, and all the artwork in this book is in black and white. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. This is the first picture we see when we open the book, which is just a black and white reprint of the cover of the book. All of the pictures are in black and white with some red highlights scattered throughout. There are also a few full-page pictures scattered throughout the book. Every creature in this book gets its own artwork. Some of the creatures are quite mundane, such as this rhinoceros. The book has even new and variant versions of undead creatures. The book even has new variants on humans. I have included a picture of the most terrifying creature to be found anywhere, the skunk. To use this book, you need a copy of the book and a copy of the core rules for either the D&D Encyclopedia, any of the regular basic sets, or you could even use it for one of the modern day OSR sets. There's a lot of neat creatures in here to be used. The beginning of the book has some suggestions and information on using your monsters and placing them, even tweaking them a tiny bit to come up with a few unique monsters. There's not much there, but it's a little bit to get you thinking. The book has all kinds of monsters in it. There are over 154 monsters in this book, not counting variations of types like certain dinosaurs, sizes such as normal and large. It's got some mundane creatures in it, like skunks, rhinoceroses, crows. It's got a few familiar creatures that people would know, such as the kraken, tortel, and such. Then it's got a bunch of creatures that are just really obscure, some kind of silly, some of them kind of scary. The back of the book has several wilderness encounter charts for different types of environments, which is really neat, very helpful. It's got a listing of all the monsters to be found in the book in the back, and it's really useful if you're going to be running a basic Dungeons & Dragons game, or, like I said, an OSR game. Those are pretty popular right now. And there's really not much more I can say about this. It's just a collection of different creatures that you can have your player characters encounter in a game. It's got variants on some creatures that you may be familiar with. Like, it's even got several varieties of different humans in this book, which is nifty. And that's really all I got to say about it. Brings me to three questions. Would I play in a game that was using the creatures found in this book? Yes, I would. There's a lot of neat stuff to be encountered from this book. and it can only make your game better. Would I run a game using the creatures found in this book? Yes, I would. Yes, I would, and yes, I have. Would I recommend this book? If you're going to run a basic Dungeons and Dragons game using the D&D Cyclopedia or any basic rules or an OSR, this book would be more than helpful for your game. And yes, I would recommend it. And that's really all I got to say about the Dungeons and Dragons Creature Catalog Challenger series. Thank you for joining me at this look at this book for this very short video, because there's really not much more you can say about it. Monster Catalog. And hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.